Hey everybody, we're live. Welcome to the Illinois 14U Tier 2 Girls State Championship game. It has been a whirlwind weekend here for Warhawks hockey. Yesterday, the Warhawks played the St. Jude Knights in the Northern Illinois Hockey League Championship game at USG Arena in Chicago. The Warhawks came out a little bit slow in that game, but managed to take a 2-goal lead. St. Jude came back and tied it. The Warhawks were able to win the game late in the third period. And now today, we play the same St. Jude team in the Illinois State Championship game. This is the Warhawks' next step in their journey to the national tournament. A win today, and the Warhawks would move on to regionals in St. Louis next weekend, and then a win there, and they would go to the national tournament. If the Warhawks were not able to get stymied along the way, I don't even want to say it, but if that were to happen, there's still a chance that the Warhawks could take an at-large bid to make to the state to the national tournament. But we don't want to go. We don't want to do that. We want to get our ducks in a row and click them off as we go along. I'm Christian Feynman, joined as always by Amy Barnes, and about 2 minutes out for this game against St. Jude. And Amy, what do you remember about yesterday's game?
I remember that we had a slow start. I remember we had like some, basically not a lot of organization behind our goals. So I was looking at our history of playing St. Jude, and when we first started, we beat them by 1, I think, and then we beat them by 4, and then we beat them by 1, and we beat them by 3. Last game, we beat them by 1. So I'm hoping the girls come out today a little bit stronger than they came out yesterday, that they stay on track, that they score some goals early, and make this decisive. St. Jude has obviously, been sitting there thinking about it, and they think that it's one game at a time, and they have one game to beat the Warhawks. So the girls have to come out strong and hard.
Yeah, one thing I did notice about yesterday's game, the Nihil had their own announcers, so we didn't broadcast the game yesterday. But I was keeping statistics, and the Warhawks controlled the blue line, Amy. I was looking at controlled zone exits and controlled zone entries. And if you add them up, exits and entries together, the Warhawks had 34 controlled zone exits or entries to St. Jude's 23. If you break it down by exits and entries, St. Jude had 15 controlled exits. The Warhawks had 12 controlled exits, but the St. Jude Knights only had 8 controlled entries to the Warhawks' 22 controlled entries. And I think that controlling the blue line, especially going into the offensive zone, not just doing dump and chases, was a difference in the game yesterday.
I just wanted to speak to those controlled exits by St. Jude. What St. Jude does well, and we know this, is they pass. They use the whole of the ice to set up and to get it out of the zone. Luckily, we are, in the neutral zone, we play good defense, so some of those controlled exits did not turn into controlled entries. But again, they spread out well, and I hope that they've been talking about this, because we've seen them 5 times now. So we need to be prepared for those passes when they set up to try to get it out of the zone. They have 2 players way back behind the net. They pass across ice all the time, so we just need to be ready for that.
Yeah, and I think you're right there. That means that the weak side forward, the F3 as it is, needs to kind of stay at home and not over pursuit of the strong side of the ice to kind of nullify St. Jude getting it out of the zone. So yesterday we saw goals from Vivian Dior-Ukov, a great wraparound goal for our second from Eureka Ikeda, and then Maddie Fazio was able to put the game winner in off of a face-off in the zone. That's another thing, Aim. Sometimes I think that to get the puck out of the zone, we'll take an icing, and I think that territorial possession, just keeping the puck in the other team's defensive zone, is critical to this game.
Yeah, I think that speaks to don't panic. Right? Don't panic and just try to. There are times, right, when they're getting plenty of shots that we need to just get it out of the zone, and icing is called for. But that's certainly not every time or as many times as we do that. So you're absolutely right.
So No need for goals for, goals against, or any of that stuff. We're just, it's one game, and winner take all for the state championship. So hopefully the Warhawks can find their pace early and get this thing under wraps quickly, and we'll see what happens. So again, 2 minutes for power plays, and we're going to play 14-minute periods for the state championship. Overtime will be it'll just be a 5-on-5 sudden death. I don't know when they go to the shootout. I think they just play until it's over. So
There is no shootout.
yeah, no shootout for this. So it's the Maddie Fazio, is on the line with Maddie Fazio, Eureka Akeda, McNiven and McGuire back, Risley and goal. Warhawks going from right to left on your screen. And here we go for the state championship. They don't have time up. Oh, there we go. 15-minute periods. And you can feel the tension here. Everybody's on the railing as we don't have good stands in this arena. And here we go for the state championship. Puck's on the ice, and it's controlled by McNiven. McNiven now plays it off the wall to Fazio. She almost gained the line, but she didn't. Now McNiven puts it down low, but there's an offsides. 15:50 to go, no score. No, it's not. That's not. You'll know when you see it. Here for the Warhawks, entry. Face off right outside of the Warhawks zone in the far dot. It's on the ice now and is taken by St. Jude back in their own zone. They play it to center ice, and that's kept Zolna had it for a second. She volleyed it back in, and that was it. So 15:42 to go, first period.
Okay, near dot, neutral zone, Zolna down for the face-off. Trying to come out of it. It goes to McNiven. McNiven's going to bring it across the blue line. She sends it towards the goal. Goalie has to swipe it away. St. Jude coming around the back of their own net. Maddie stealing that puck away. Maddie Fazio getting it to Zolna. Zolna can't get her shot off her stick. She didn't get that pass cleanly, so she didn't get a great shot. We're still on the boards battling. St. Jude chips it to neutral ice. McGuire's back. St. Jude chips it deep. It's going to go to the side of the goal, and Anna Risley covers it. So 15-14 left to play here. It's going to be Grzetich and Johnston coming out in defense. It's Ukoff, Hyman, and DiNicola out on wing. So out for that face-off. Ukoff on the face-off holds a player off. Johnson gets that behind the net. Johnson chips it up the boards, trying to get it to DiNicola. DiNicola trying to chip it. She gets it to neutral ice. St. Jude has it. St. Jude trying to clear the zone. They pass it across ice. It goes in towards Grzetich. Grzetich has it, having a little bit of trouble. She backhands it to DiNicola. DiNicola chips it up the ice. Will most likely go for icing if no one touches that, and it does. So 14:51 in the first period. We're going to go back to a face-off in the Warhawk zone, far dot. So Ukoff down for that face-off. Ukoff out. Puck goes, St. Jude has it, tries to backhand it towards the goal. Goes off Johnson. Johnson trying to get it up. Johnson off the boards, tied up. St. Jude player has it. St. Jude's going to take a shot. Save by Risley, pad save. Luckily she had a clear view of that. Now it's Ukoff taking it. Clear exit. She's going to make an entry. Ukoff takes the shot. Hyman there. That shot was saved by the goalie. Hyman got that. It's backhanded. It's going to be Johnson reaching in. Johnson keeps that in, chips it back behind the net. St. Jude sends it across, trying to make an exit here. St. Jude intercepted by Odell. Odell knocked off the puck by a St. Jude player. It goes towards the net. Johnson's still there. It's going to be Ukoff. Ukoff's going to get that. She's got one to get by. She gets by. She's heading towards the net. She's going to take it in. She is tripped and tackled. It's going to be a penalty. And Ukoff draws the penalty.
So with 13:50 to go first period, and Vivian is still down on the ice. We'd hate to see this. She's holding her leg. She's still down on the ice. And she's getting up now. Come on, Viv, we need you. All right, Vivian's up, and she looks to be doing okay. So with 13:50 to go first period, the Warhawks go to their first power play. It's McGuire, Porter, Odell, Mihalovic and Kroll. Kroll taking the draw in the Knights zone in the near circle. And ref is keeping the girls from mixing it up pre-face-off in the dot. He's telling them to settle down, and they are. And they're trying to get the penalty up on the board. 1:30 for the penalties. And there it is. Mihalovic takes it to Odell. Odell fires just wide of the net. Puck's behind the goal, and it's taken by Porter. Porter pushes it along to Kroll. Kroll now back down to Porter behind the St. Jude net. She puts it out front, and it's knocked away. St. Jude with the puck, and they flip it out to neutral ice, where it is McGuire fighting with the St. Jude player. Now they push it back into the St. Jude zone, with 1:05 to go on the man advantage for the Warhawks. St. Jude misplays a puck. Kroll knocks it back down. Where are the Warhawks on the forecheck? Here comes Porter now, and the puck is lost. McGuire coming up the wall for that puck. St. Jude has it. They push it out to neutral ice. McGuire collects it now. 45 seconds to go on the penalty. Here comes Vanslow. She gains the line, and she takes a shot. That shot goes wide. Puck careens down to the near board half wall, and McGuire comes away with it. She dances, but unable to control it. And now they put it back down and around. Whipped around to Odell on the far board. She misplays a puck, but Porter keeps it in now. And it's still in. And Vanslow puts it down low with 25 seconds to go on the power play. St. Jude plays it to the near side. Now they're going to play it back across to the far side. That's what Amy was talking about. Russell with the puck now. Russell looking, and she's driven off the puck. But here come the Warhawks. It's Bridges. Bridges looking. She puts it to the point. McGuire keeps it in back to Bridges in the circle. Bridges backhands it to the slot, but a St. Jude player dribbles her off. Mihalovic has it. She's looking. Both teams at full strength now, and it goes to Odell at center ice in the neutral zone. Odell gets it. She gets an entry. There's a shot, and the goalie saved it off his pad. So 12-10 to go. First power play killed. Warhawks and St. Jude, no score.
Okay, it's going to be Fazio, Zolna, and Ikeda out. Yes. McNiven and Grzetich are on D. Zolna on the faceoff, far dot. St. Jude zone goes out to McNiven. McNiven backhands it, tries to keep it in. We're at neutral ice, ping-ponging back and forth. McNiven's on it. She gets good position on the boards. Gives it to a St. Jude player, but that's all right. Fazio chips at neutral ice. St. Jude passes across ice, still in the neutral zone. Ikeda chips that away. St. Jude has it again. They get it to the middle. Taken off the puck right there by McNiven. Someone lost a stick. That's Fazio's stick is down. St. Jude has it, tries to get it across ice. Ikeda giving chase. St. Jude chips it deep. Fazio's able to pick up her stick. McNiven going to the corner. Nice position by Grzetich in front of the net to get that out of there. Loose puck. St. Jude has it at the moment. They're behind their own net. It's on the side of the net, in the back of the net. St. Jude comes away with it. Goes out to the defense. D passes it across. Ikeda, low shot there. Grzetich needs to skate it. Sorry, Grzetich tried to chip it out. It stayed in. Take a look. She's tripped, but no call. Grzetich chips it off the boards. It's going to stop before it goes for icing. It is going to go for icing. So icing is the call. 10:52 left to play. So exactly what you were talking about, Chris, about taking a minute before we just try to ice the puck. There was room to skate it there, so we need to be patient.
Yeah, 10:51 to go. First period, no score. Face-off is going to be in the Warhawks zone in the near dot. Ukov taking the draw. Nice to see her back in the game. Puck's on the ice now, and St. Jude has in a high slot. There's a shot. Pad save by Risley, and now played off the wall and out of the zone. That was looks like McGuire who played that out. I'm sorry, it was Feynman who played it off the wall and out. And now it's picked up by Hyman. Hyman now, she puts it down in the St. Jude zone. Nothing happening. St. Jude has it. They'll try to bring it out, and they do. Here comes St. Jude now with some speed up the near board. They gain the Warhawks line. There's a shot blocked by Feynman, and here comes Ukov the other way. Ukov coming down. She has one person to beat. She goes wide. Now Ukov in the corner. She puts it on net, and a pad save, and it's in! It's in! It's in, but no call by the official. That puck was in! That puck was in! There it is! Yes! Vivian Dior, Ukov, and the call from the official as that it snuck under the pad, the left pad of the goalie. Vivian Dior Ukov puts the biscuit in the basket. 1-0 Warhawks.
All right. So same thing happened yesterday, right? We got that goal, kind of leaks through. Wow, hey, that's loud. That beats any cowbell. And so a little bit of a leaky goal, but we'll take it. It's 1-0 here. Face off in the center. McGuire's going to get that off the face off. McGuire coming in. McGuire's going to put it on net. Goalie catches it. So shot by McGuire from just past the red line. All right, it's going to be Kroll on the face-off. It goes to McGuire. McGuire passes it back to McNiven. McNiven's going to take a shot. It's in front, bounces in front of the net, doesn't make it to the net. Aubrey Kroll backhands it behind the net. Porter giving chase. Porter sends it back. St. Jude trying to make an exit. St. Jude makes an exit. McGuire is getting good position here. Lifts the stick, takes it right away. Nice defensive play by McGuire. She chips it up the board. She was trying to get that up to Porter. McGuire's headed back. McGuire's going to take it behind the Warhawks net. McGuire chips it up to Porter. Nice pass. Porter chips it over to Mihalovic off of her skate. Goes to neutral ice. She finds it. She sends it in. Right now St. Jude has it. St. Jude trying to make an exit. It's going to go to neutral ice. It's going to be Johnson gets that. Couldn't get it off her stick, but it goes right to Grzetic. Grzetic still at neutral ice. Johnson has it. Take a beat. She's going to skate. You got room. She gets past the red line. It's chipped off the stick of a St. Jude player. St. Jude has it behind their own net. Johnson takes the player off the puck. Coming in hard is Vanslow. Johnson has a shot from the blue line. She takes it high. Russell gets there with the St. Jude player. St. Jude trying to chip it up the ice. That goes into the zone. It's going to be Grzetic first on. Grzetic is going to change directions. She chips it back up the ice. St. Jude player comes in, shoots it towards the back of the goal. Johnson first on. Johnson sends it up the line. It's blocked by a St. Jude player. Johnson chips it softly, but it's probably still going to go for icing. So 8:26 left to play. Warhawks leading 1-0.
So far, Warhawks have had one power play. Shots on goal are 3-2 in favor of St. Jude, but the Warhawks put one in, so they're up 1-0. Face-off is in the Warhawks zone in the near circle, and it's going to be Russell taking the draw. Puck's on the ice. Feynman had it for a second. Now Feynman coming around. She plays it up the wall. Nice pass, getting it out of the zone, and it was I can't see who that was. Oh, it was It was Vanslow who got it to Bridges out of the zone. So now St. Jude plays it over to the near circle, and it's back. Odell has it now in neutral ice. Odell looking. Odell still with the puck. Now Odell brings it around. She gains the St. Jude line in the near side. She puts the brakes on. Now she tries to send it across. Nobody's home. St. Jude plays it just down the ice, and they'll take an icing there with 7:47 to go first period. So St. Jude is being patient with the puck. They're making the short passes. They're trying to control the tempo, but they've been off on their passes so far, and the Warhawks have been, the ice is slightly tilted in their advantage.
All right, it's going to be Zolda lining up for the face-off, which means Ikeda and Fazio are in on wings. McGuire and McNiven back on D. Off the face-off, St. Jude chips it quickly between the back of the ice. They send it to the middle of the ice. McNiven had nice position on that player. So McGuire's coming back behind. McGuire chips it up. Ikeda is there. She should make an exit there. Ikeda chips it to neutral ice. St. Jude has it. St. Jude player, that was offsides. So St. Jude player couldn't get across the line. So 7:25 left to play. We're going to be a face-off at center ice. So Zolna down for the face-off again.
Here we go, Warhawks! Here we go!
Zolna down. Puck is out. It's loose. They're battling. Chip and chase. Zolna should have good position. She backhands it, gets it away from that St. Jude player. She's going to keep going. She chips it. That's offsides. So Zolna took that just out to neutral ice, just past the red line. St. Jude chips it back in, and it's an offsides call. 7:15 left to play. First period, Warhawks winning 1-0. It's going to be Ukov in for the face-off, which means Hyman and Dina Cole are in. Johnston and Grzetic are back. So Ukoff on the faceoff. Olivia gets nice position off that faceoff. She's at neutral ice. She's skating. She chips it deep. She gets past the red line. It's going to be Dina Kola trying to get there. Gets there with the St. Jude player. So Grzetich was back because they had a player coming out of the box. So I think Coach Ray had her sit back. So Ukoff keeps that player off the puck. Hyman tries to backhand it. Dina Kola is going to come out with it. Dina Kola tries to chip it off the boards, but she chips it off a player. Johnson has it. Gets it to Hyman. Hyman's going to make a nice entry here. It falls off her stick. Hyman's in the corner. She's got two St. Jude players. Johnson takes a shot. Oh, just wide of the net. Nice shot by Regan there. So that does not cross the line, so no offsides there. Johnson heading back first. She's got one on. She's going to skate it around the back of the net. Nice, smartly changes direction, gives it to Hyman. Hyman's got to cross ice. Yep. Hyman gets it to Dina Kola. Dina Kola gets past the red line, chips it in. They're going to go for a change, an offensive change here. Azzy Porter coming in, Aubrey Kroll, and Mihalovic coming in with some speed. Aubrey Kroll right in to steal that puck. She's battling with the player. Nice play by Aubrey. St. Jude's going to make an exit there. They're having a neutral ice. Sticked away by Grzetich, and then offsides is the call. So 5:56 left to play. 1-0 Warhawks.
So again, it's been a bit of a chess game here so far. And Feynman and Odell back with Porter and Krull and can't see who that is on the far side. It looks like Mihalovic. Puck goes around now, and Odell is going to skate with that puck. Now she's looking. She pushes it up, and Odell has it. And Odell brings it out. She's coming now. Odell tries to gain the line, and she can't. And now the puck is knocked back down into the zone, into the Warhawk zone, and it's going to be Krull first on it. She has it, and she rims it up. Porter collects that on the near boards. She puts it out to the neutral zone, but they can't get it out with control. Now St. Jude has it. They try to push it back down, and they can't. They lost the puck in the neutral zone, and now a nice stick by Aslan Porter, and it's dumped down by St. Jude, and it's going to be collected there by Odell. Odell having trouble getting it out. Now it's taken by Krull. She puts it up to Porter. Now it's lost, and there's a shot on goal that's collected by Risley. So Warhawks a little sloppy trying to exit the zone that time, but they were able to cover that with 5:05 left to go first period. 1-0 Warhawks.
All right, we're coming to the near dot Warhawk zone for the faceoff. McGuire and McNiven back. It's Russell down for the faceoff. Bridges and Vanslow down. So still in the middle. They're still battling. Puck is loose. I can see it. Warhawks send it out to the D. There's a shot. That takes a dangerous bounce, but doesn't quite make it to the net. Goes back to a defensive player. They pass it. So McNiven gets that puck. She gets good position. Vanslow had a chance to take it. She chips it deep. It's not going to make it quite for icing. So backhanded behind the net. That's that backhanded pass that we got to take advantage of. Bridges gets that middle ice. Sent out. It's going to be McNiven. Nice stick. Neutral ice. Giving chase. And up the boards, McGuire should get there first. McGuire gets that. Oh, she doesn't get it off her stick, but she gets it up to Vanslow. Vanslow can't get it out. Tied up with two St. Jude players. It's loose right there. It's back and forth. Joss takes a nice position. McNiven, nice position. She holds that player on the boards. They're battling. McGuire sees that. McGuire's got room to skate. Go, Maggie, go. She goes up the boards. She's got two players back and one in chase. She gets the puck taken away. It's going to be Maddie Zolna. Everyone needs to clear the zone. McGuire gets out. Zolna smartly. And St. Jude player is down. So, not sure what happened there, Chris. Did you see?
Yeah, I think that's the player that got tangled up with McGuire, and I think she went down. And, so now the parents are mouthing with the refs a little bit. So we'll see what happens there. 3:49 to go in the first period. And, St. Jude player is up, and we like to see that. Hopefully she's okay. So far, St. Jude, 5 shots on goal to the Warhawks. They're only giving them 2 shots on goal. I thought we had 3 a second ago. Looks like they took one back. So here we go. It's going to be the Zolna line, Fazio and Akeda with Grzetic and Johnston back. Puck is on the ice. Grzetic has it. She plays it off the wall down. It looks like that's going to go for icing. And that was a tough one. Now the faceoff's going to come all the way back down into the Warhawk zone. Got 3 refs out here for this game, so there's not going to be much that they miss. Face-off in the near circle in the Warhawk zone. Zolna taking the draw. Puck is on the ice now, and it's taken by Johnston. She circles now. She's driven off the puck by a St. Jude player. Now they're in the corner battling. Zolna there, and the St. Jude player makes it through. There's a shot saved by Risley, and another save by Risley. Puck still out front in the blue paint, and it's circling around. Puck is live, and it's dug out by Johnston. Johnston to the red line now. She gains the St. Jude line. She plays it down. That was the best chance for St. Jude. Now they'll take it, and they're coming the other way with it. St. Jude out of their zone. They're coming with speed. 2-on-2, and now a great play by Akeda to drive the girl off the puck, and there's a whistle. And, there's a player down. Maddie Fazio's down in the corner. I did not see her, and it looks like she's holding her head. Yesterday, she fell and hit her head. So hopefully she's okay. 3:05 left to play.
Didn't quite see what happened there. Fazio's down. She's taking a beat. She's moving around. So, yeah. Yeah. One of the parents just said Fazio's been taking a beating, and she has. She is moving. She's breathing. Coach Sophia is down there with her. Taking a second. I'm sure Coach Sophia is telling her, take the time that you need. They've opened the gates over there. I'm just going to let this go silent for a while because there's really nothing good to say when a player is down.
Yeah, you hate to see this. 3:05 left to play, first period. 1-0 Warhawks. Fazio got tied up in the corner on that last play, and the game is getting physical. You can kind of feel St. Jude getting a little bit desperate. We had some hard physical play. Maggie McGuire got taken down for a second. Fazio's still down. She's shaking her head. And she's okay. We just got a double thumbs up from Ashley, the defensive coach for the 16U. I think Fazio's just taking her time now. Hopefully she's okay. And now she's up to her knees. Yeah, she's getting up, slowly coming up. She's putting her gloves on. This is a good sign. Zolna down there with her like a true captain. I love to see that. I love to see that. Maddie Zolna's been there with her the whole time, along with Warhawks assistant coaches. And Fazio's up. She's on her feet now, on her skates. There we go. And great to see Maddie Fazio. We'll keep an eye out for her on her next shift to see if she comes out. Hopefully she will. She's coming over to the bench, so glad to see Maddie Fazio coming back out. We're being joined now by Bobby, who's the 16U announcer. Bobby, anything that you can see in this game so far?
Well, it's a hard-hitting game. Everything's on the line here. There's nothing to leave except on the ice, and I like the lead, but you know Coach Bill, he wants more. He's going to squeeze as much lemon out of that as he can.
I appreciate it, Bobby. And this is my first year announcing. We learn from you. Learn from the best, my friend. So thank you. Face off in the Warhawk zone now. There's a shot, and it's sticked away by Risley. Puck careens over to the far boards now, where McNiven is there. And now puck squirts out. Akeda has control of that. She puts it out to center ice, and it was just off the stick of Porter, who tried to control it. But now Zolna has it. Porter has it, and they flick that back down into the Warhawk zone. to the St. Jude zone. Akeda first on the puck now. Warhawks playing with a little urgency, but St. Jude comes away with it. They'll try to bring it out. Nice back check by Porter. Zolna has it. Plays it off the wall to Porter, and Porter just knocks it down deep. And it's controlled by St. Jude in the far corner. They try to reverse it. Zolna's there with a steal. She's driven off the puck. McNiven at the line. She puts a shot, doesn't make it through. Ikeda's there. St. Jude has it again now. They're trying to bring it around to the near side, and now they're going to try to bring it out. And a player is crunched there at the blue line. St. Jude controls it in the neutral zone. Now they're driven off the puck. St. Jude has it, and they'll just dump it down. That's going to be collected by McGuire with less than 2 minutes for the period. McGuire, lazy pass into the corner now. St. Jude had a chance, a one-timer, but missed the puck. And now it's collected by Akeda. She plays it off the wall. It was tipped, and it's going to go for icing with 1:47 to go in the first period. And yeah, I was listening to a spectator here. That puck was touched coming out of the zone. I don't know how they called that for icing, but faceoff is going to be in the Warhawks zone in the far circle.
Ukov down for the faceoff. Ukov goes down. Odell comes out with it. She's got room to skate. She's got two people to go with her. 3-on-2, spread out. She chips it past one player. She's got two setting up neutral ice. She takes a shot. It goes wide. Grzetich is back. Grzetich chips it off the boards. It's a neutral ice. St. Jude heading after the puck. Ukov takes it away. Dina Cola tries to chip it up the boards. Not hard enough. It's backhanded. It goes off the skate. Player sticked away. And it's going to go to Odell. Odell chips it off the boards. It might go for icing. It might not. It goes for icing. So St. Jude was calling for a trip. A player came down. It was after she lost possession of the puck. No call is made there. 1:06 left to play, first period.
Here we go, Warhawks! Here we go!
Okay, Kroll down for the face-off. Off the face-off, it goes towards the back of the net. McNiven has good position, takes that player off the puck. She chips it out of the boards. It's backhanded to the back of the net. Kroll sees that. Kroll chips it past the player. It's going to get to Mihalovic. Mihalovic looking up ice. Mihalovic chips it to Porter. Porter has it at neutral ice. Mihalovic chips it in the zone. St. Jude sets up, takes it across ice. They chip it in the zone. McGuire needs to hit that harder. McGuire sends it across the neutral zone into the St. Jude zone. There's 36 seconds left to play. It goes to the corner. Kroll's giving chase. It's going to be Mihalovic coming in. Mihalovic gets there with Kroll. Kroll looking for somebody, sends it back to McNiven. McNiven sends it to McGuire. McGuire chips it deep. Mihalovic gets it. Oh, Mihalovic centers is off the backhand. They had a chance here. 15 seconds. St. Jude across neutral ice. It's going to be McGuire. McGuire is going to get that. She's got 10 seconds. She can't get it past the St. Jude player. St. Jude player takes a shot. And McNiven gets that McNiven behind the net. And the first period expires. So the score is 1-0 Warhawks. So I did not like those last 2 minutes. A little bit of nonchalant play by the Warhawks to finish that first period. So hopefully we pick that up in the second period.
Yeah, I thought that the Warhawks did a good job. We didn't get a lot of shots on goal. Of course, we got one across the line, which is important. A lot of shots, but nothing really hitting the net, testing that goalie. If I remember correctly, the St. Jude goalie can be a little leaky, so the Warhawks need to start getting stuff at the net and then have somebody dive down. Now, just unofficially, St. Jude did a good job. I have them at 6 controlled exits from the zone, but really no controlled, maybe one controlled entry into the zone. St. Jude is definitely dumping the puck and trying to get possession. They have been winning the 50-50 puck battles down there, but haven't been entering the zone with much control. Warhawks, by contracts, have 6 entries into the zone where they've brought it in with some confidence, but haven't been able to really get the shots on goal. If I remember from that first period, Amy, it seems like the Warhawks were putting a lot of pucks in the crease, but just didn't have anybody there to clean it up.
That is true. That is true. And again, just speaking back to your point about the controlled exits and entries, which I'm not doing a great job keeping track of when I'm not talking, but St. Jude does do a good job passing it back before making an exit out of the zone. They have a problem with the entry because our D picks it up, but if we could start to pick it up while they're still, when they haven't exited the zone, that could make a difference in getting some goals. You'll see it occasionally when the players are back behind the net. Someone will pick up on it and go for it. So Warhawks need to be paying attention here.
Yeah, and the St. Jude been playing a little bit more physical. Two Warhawks players have been down on the ice. Ukov and Fazio both seem to be okay, but I would really like to for the Warhawks to match the physicality of this St. Jude team. So 16 minutes to go for the second period. Again, Warhawks up 1-0. This is the 14U AA state championship game. Warhawks winning the Nihil championship yesterday, going for the sweep of the state now with this game today. Kroll with Mihalovic and Porter. Puck goes back to Grzetic now. She tries to play it in. Bad pass, but it's collected by Odell. Odell to Mihalovic, and she gains the St. Jude line. She shoots a shot across, but it's wide of the net. And now it's going to be taken by Grzetic. She puts it on goal a little bit wide, too. Collected by Mihalovic in the near wall, and she puts it out for Kroll. Kroll was unable to control it. She put the puck in the slot. That's kept in by Odell at the line. Mihalovic has it now. She gives it to Kroll. Kroll tries to go to the center to Porter, but St. Jude's going to bring that out. Now St. Jude goes. They gain the Warhawk line far side. There's a shot. Whistles over Risley's head. Puck careens over to the near wall, and now it's down the ice, and here comes Aubrey Kroll back. She has one St. Jude player who beats her to the puck, and now she plays it off the wall, and they get it out of the zone to neutral ice where Grzetic has it. She puts it back down in the St. Jude zone, but St. Jude is able to control it. Now the puck's out to the blue line, and St. Jude brings it out, and now they pat it down ice, and that's going to go for icing. 14:55 to go second period, 1-0 Warhawks.
Warhawks coming back to the St. Jude zone for a faceoff, near dot. So it's going to be Russell down for the faceoff. Vansel and Bridges out with Niven and McGuire. Something's cleared from the ice. Puck is dropped. Player held off, goes back behind the net. Bridges getting a nice position, coming in hard there. I like that. Hard on the puck, Zoe. Russell trying to get good position. St. Jude passes it across ice. That's kind of their signature move. They're going to have an entry here. Shot towards the net, goes wide of the net. McGuire sees that. She chips it up. McGuire tries to chip it past the player. Oh. And McGuire is caught for a high stick. It's a little bit of rough play that caught the player in the player in the neck, but inadvertent. It was certainly not intentional. So the Warhawks are going to be on a penalty kill here. So coming out is Odell and Grzetic, Ukov and Zolna. So we're going to the Warhawk zone face-off near dot. So McGuire was trying to chip it past the player. They got tied up. She got called for that high stick. So off the ice, Warhawks come out with Odell, tries to chip it out of the zone. Ukov's going to try to chip it past the player. She doesn't. There's a shot, goes across the crease. Grzetic racing to get there. Grzetic tries to send it out of the zone. She doesn't. Now she will. It goes to neutral ice. Chipped back in by St. Jude. Grzetic is going to get that. Grzetic tries to chip it past. It's St. Jude trying to keep that. It's on the boards. Oh, Grzetic is taken down. She's tied up. I'm not sure what that call was. Zolna trying to get good position. It's going to be a shot, goes back across ice to the corner. It goes across ice. St. Jude has it. Nice stick by Ukov. Ukov on the boards battling. She holds the players up. It's a loose puck there. Odell coming in to help. Odell going to the corner. Odell takes it back behind the net. Grzetic getting there with the St. Jude player. It's chipped up. Odell gets nice position. Odell sends that puck out of play. So 13:23 left to play. There's 28 seconds left on the penalty kill here.
So again, game is staying physical. This is St. Jude's best opportunity so far. They're still out shooting the Warhawks. Warhawks need to turn it up a notch and kick it into high gear. They're playing a little too conservatively. The puck's on the ice now. St. Jude has it. Back to the point. St. Jude looking. Now they play it cross ice to the far side point. And Zolna's there to disrupt that play. It's taken on by Odell. Odell has it. She plays it off the boards and out. And it's going down. I think a St. Jude player touched that, but they're going to call that for icing. And it's making me think I don't understand the icing rule, because I thought that player was touched at the line by a Knight. So we'll see what goes on now. 11 seconds left on the man advantage. Face-off is going to be in the far dot, taken by Zolna, with McNiven and I can't see who else. Grzetich. Puck's on the ice now. Oh, and Fazio's back out. There's a shot across the crease. Nothing happening. And it's played off the wall by Fazio. Here comes Fazio, 2-on-1. She gains the line. Fazio coming in. She fires. Low blocker save. Puck careens out. Both teams are at full strength. St. Jude has it now. They try to play it. It's taken by McNiven. Zone is clear. McNiven dumps it back down low, but she can't get anything on that. St. Jude has it. Now they're playing with the puck, and the puck goes around. Grzetich coming up the wall. She can't control it. She mashes it in the neutral zone as it came out, and Warhawks clear the zone, try to play it back down, but St. Jude has it. They try to backhand it. Fazio still in control. Oh, she had it for a second. St. Jude in their own zone. Now they're going to play it back. They try to reverse it. They take a player into the wall. There's a penalty, and now, St. Jude still playing physical. They slammed another Warhawks player into the boards. They're going to go to the box for that one, and with 12:18 to go in the second period, with the Warhawks up 1-0, they go to their second power play.
All right. So we have McGuire, Odell, Porter, Ukoff, and Kroll in. So Ukoff on that face-off. Ref's taking a beat. They're waiting for the penalty to be up on the board. Penalty's not up yet. He's working on it. He's got a minute 30 up on the boards. Okay, Ukoff on that faceoff. The puck is out. Ukoff holds a player off. It goes to McGuire. McGuire takes a shot. It is blocked. Odell is going to take a shot. That's low. And Odell puts the biscuit in the basket. Yes. So that goes a little bit low and bounced up. There's not much the goalie could do with that shot, Chris.
No, there was nothing she could do, and Kroll tipped that up. Just an excellent. Odell shot it, but it looks like Kroll got the credit for the goal. So, great play. And it's 2-0 Warhawks. Warhawks had a 2-goal lead yesterday, and so I want to see them playing with a bunch of patience. This is the shift right now with Dina Kola, Hyman, and Ukoff. Grzetich and Johnston back, and now Grzetich is coming off and Odell is coming back on. This is the shift where the Warhawks have to match the pressure, because they're going to be coming. Now it's Hyman who has it. Hyman had it for a second, and the Knights bring it out. They try to play it off the wall and down, and they do get it down into the Warhawks zone, where it's collected by Ukoff. Ukoff playing it. She lost it trying to go behind, and now it's up to the point and to the line. There's a shot, and it's redirected, but off the net. Now it's collected by the Knights back, and there's a great play, a great stick by Hyman. That was Odell, and the puck careens down over to the far corner, and now it's played back down. Odell takes it. She reverses it. It's going to be Hyman who picks it up. Hyman tries to one-hand it out of the zone, and she can't. It's knocked back down. St. Jude plays it behind the Warhawks net. They put it in the slot. Nice stick by Ukoff to keep it out. It's to the line now. Far side. There's a shot lofted in wide of the net. Odell has it. She plays it off the wall to the line and out. And here comes Dina Kola, who almost had it for a second. And now it's one-handed back into the St. Jude zone by Hyman. And St. Jude plays it out safely, though, to the neutral ice. Now they loft it back down to dump and chase, and here comes St. Jude on the forecheck. Johnston has it. Johnston tries to play it up the wall. She lost it for a second. Now she finds Odell on the far side, but the puck skips past her. Now they have it, and there's a play. Odell has it again. Odell hard off the wall, and it's out. And they caught Mihalovic on a change. It goes back into the night zone. They collect it behind their own net. Mihalovic giving chase now. St. Jude tries to reverse it, and here comes Porter. Porter giving pressure, and now back out to the near side. And Mihalovic has it. St. Jude gets it out to center ice, can't control it. Maggie McGuire has it. She one-hands it, gains the St. Jude line. Then she tries and she fires, but she lost the puck. Now Porter has it. Porter plays it back down to Ukhoff. Ukhoff in the near circle. Ukhoff looking to McNiven, back to Ukhoff. Ukhoff top of the circle. She fires wide of the net, careens around. McGuire has it. McGuire tries to put it down. She can't. It's blocked by a St. Jude player. Now it's in the slot. St. Jude comes away with it, though. Nothing happening there. Good back check by Porter. Now St. Jude trying to get through the neutral zone. They just dump it down. And McNiven will collect that behind her own net. McNiven looking. She's got a rolling puck. She tries to play it off the wall, and she can't. And now Ukhoff loses it. McNiven has it again. She has two St. Jude players on her. St. Jude controls it now behind the Warhawks net. But McGuire has it. She one-hands it around the boards, and it's out, controlled by Porter. Here comes Porter, 2-on-1. Porter looking. She can't get control. Now she has it. She's driven off the puck by a St. Jude player as he's still fighting for it. St. Jude plays it up the wall. McNiven has it. McNiven coming down. She plays it to Porter. Puck goes around to the far boards at the half wall. St. Jude tries to lollipop it out, but Johnston keeps it down. Puck back down into the near corner. St. Jude tries to play it to the line. They just shoot that down the ice, and that's going to go on goal. And Risley just knocks it away. It's going to be collected by Johnston. Johnston with a little time and space as St. Jude goes for a change. Now Johnston puts the brakes on, and she almost threw a pizza out, but it gets collected by Vanslow. Vanslow was going to take the St. Jude line, but instead she puts it deep. Warhawks on the forecheck. St. Jude plays it to the near boards now, and they'll bring it out on the near side now. St. Jude plays it off the boards and down, and Grzetic will get to that behind her own net. Off the wall now. Overskated by, she couldn't catch, I shouldn't say overskated, she couldn't catch Bridges coming out. St. Jude has it in the circle. They put it across the slot, and it's knocked away by Risley. And here come the Warhawks now to center ice. They lost the puck trying to hit Bridges coming out, and now, Grzetic, or it's Kroll who came up. She had a look, and back into the Warhawk zone, into neutral ice now. St. Jude trying to get an entry, but they can't. They finally bring it in the Warhawk zone. There's a shot. It's easily sticked away by Risley. Johnston plays it off the wall. It's to the far point. St. Jude has it. They put it back down. They miss a player there. Grzetic has it. She collects it. She tries to put the brake on. She can't. She one-hands it to up the wall. Now St. Jude with a shot, and Russell had it. Had her stick knocked out of her hand. Hope she's okay. Now off the wall and out of the zone. Puck is going down. The icing is waved off, and the Warhawks go for a badly needed change. Russell and Bridges are down. And St. Jude plays it to the wall, out to center ice now. Here comes St. Jude with numbers. Actually, no numbers. There's a shot. Grzetic was there, and she drove the St. Jude player off the puck. There's a trip, no call. Grzetic has it. Grzetic now skating it out. Grzetic brings it out up the near side. Grzetic into center ice, high slot. Grzetic fires, knocked away, and there's a backhand, and it was Warhawks had it for a second. It was Fazio who had some eyes on it, and now the puck is out. It's fired back down by Feynman. And now with just over 7 minutes to play for the second period, Warhawks still up 2-0. And now St. Jude plays it high off the wall. That's going to go down for icing. I don't know what they were thinking there. So 6:58 to go, second period, Warhawks up 2-0.
All right, it's going to be Odell and McGuire in. Zolna, Fazio, Ikeda in. So off the face-off, Zolna holds a player off. St. Jude takes that back, goes behind the net. St. Jude looking to get it out. It goes off the skate of a player. Odell snuck up, sends that back across ice. Fazio trying to get there. Fazio gets on the boards. Fazio and Ikeda holding a player up. It goes back behind the net. It's going to be Zolna on that puck. Zolna gets there. Odell tries to keep it in, but can't. It's neutral zone hockey at the moment. Ikeda gets it. Zolna sees that. Zolna trying to get there. St. Jude gets it out to neutral ice. Player has an entry. It goes off a stick. McGuire sees that. McGuire coming up the boards. McGuire taken off Player gains position, so Ikeda's going to make an entry. Ikeda can't get it off her stick in time to get a shot on. It goes back behind the net. Ikeda giving chase. It goes off the boards. Ikeda has it. She's still battling. Puck is loose. The goalie is basically spread out on her stomach and grabs that. So nice job. Nice pressure by the Warhawks there. 6:04 left to play. Score is 2-0. It's going to be Dinacola, Hyman, and Ukoff out with McNiven and Grzetich.
Let's go, Warhawks!
So Ukoff down on the face-off. Hyman tries to backhand that towards the goal. It goes back across the back of the ice for that. Grzetich should go for icing. Yep, and it does. It's going to go for icing. So 5:51, let's play 2-0.
So the Warhawks are really keeping the pressure on the Knights, keeping it down in the defensive zone. Knights are still trying to break it out like they usually do, getting it to center ice, but they haven't been able to control it so far. Ukoff taking the draw in the near circle in the Knights zone. Puck is on the ice. Ukoff battling forward. She comes away with it. She's looking. She plays it back down. It's going to be Hyman fighting with the player. Hyman is able to move a player off it. Hyman has it. She moves it back around to the near side to Ukoff. Ukoff looking. She had McNiven at the point, and she keeps it at the half wall now. Hyman coming over to help. St. Jude still trying to get it out, and they do. Nice stick there by Dinacola, and she's knocked down. No call. It's getting physical. St. Jude lifts it down the ice. That should go for icing, but it's called off. St. Jude first down there, but McNiven is pasting a St. Jude player to the wall. Now St. Jude second quick down, and Ukoff is there too, fighting. A third St. Jude player is there, and St. Jude digs it out, but a nice stick by Ukoff. Ukoff pushing the St. Jude player. They're locked up. McNiven has it. McNiven looking. McNiven puts the brakes on. She's tackled. No call. Don't know where that happens, and Ukoff comes away with it. Ukoff coming out of her own zone. She's through center ice. She gains the St. Jude line. She goes into the center. She puts it out there. Dinacola would have had it for a second, but she lost it. Now to center ice to Grzetich. Grzetich puts it back down, and there's an offsides. Ukoff just couldn't get out fast enough. I think she was dead tired. So we're at 4:43 to go in the second period. Warhawks up 2-0. Shots are 10 for St. Jude, 6 for the Warhawks. Warhawks are catching up, but I'd like to see the Warhawks shot production go up just to keep the pressure on.
Okay, Kroll has a couple words with Johnson back there. She comes off. That goes back to St. Jude. St. Jude players passing it back and forth in their own zone. Kroll giving chase. They try to get it to neutral ice. Johnson gets that. Johnson sends it back. Neutral ice. Oh, almost a chance there. Held up on the boards. Kroll comes out with it. Kroll takes it across ice smartly. Odell gets that. She sees it. She's on the boards. She still going. It goes off the skate of Mihalovic. Kroll gets that. Kroll's going to send it towards the net. Goalie has to make a save there. 4:09, 4:08 left to play. Still 2-0 Warhawks. There's going to be a face-off. So Kroll down on the face-off. Kroll back. Gets it out to McGuire. McGuire tries to pass it across to McNiven. McNiven sends it deep. Kroll sees it. Kroll in the corner. She's going to backhand it. She's got it to Porter. She knows Porter's there. Porter giving chase. It goes neutral ice. McNiven takes a nice position. She's still on chase. McGuire has it. McGuire sends it over to try to Mihalovic. It goes into the St. Jude zone. It goes back behind the net. St. Jude. Oh! Mihalovic had a steal. She just didn't turn towards the net. And it's Azzy Porter coming in. McGuire takes a shot. That goes wide of the net. McNiven giving a chance for Russell to get there. It's loose on the boards. It goes to McNiven. McNiven tries to send it towards the net. It's sticked and rises in the air. It's on the boards. St. Jude player backhands it. Vanslow reads that well. Russell's trying to read it as well too. McNiven comes in. McNiven sends it deep around. It's going to be Vanslow picking that up first. Vanslow, her stick's tied up. Vanslow making a nice move behind the net. She takes it out to McGuire. McGuire sends it back to Vanslow. Vanslow should send it to McNiven. Vanslow sends it towards the net. And bounces in! Violet Vanslow sends it towards the net. Jocelyn Russell had excellent net front position. Bounces off her stick and goes in. Warhawks take the the lead, 3-0.
Russell puts the biscuit in the basket on a great puck movement by the Warhawks, and Russell just big-bodied in there. That's what net front presence is like. The player couldn't push her off. She couldn't keep her stick down, and Russell was able just to be in the right place at the right time. Warhawks go up 3-0 now with 2:56 left to go in the second period. And Russell will be taking this draw with Vanslow and Bridges. St. Jude has it now across the red line. They gain the Warhawks zone. There's a shot and another shot wide of the net. First one was blocked. Now St. Jude has it at the half wall. St. Jude looking. They drive a player off the puck behind the Warhawks net. St. Jude looking. They try to play it to the line, but a nice interruption there by Vanslow. And she tried to get it out to center ice. St. Jude takes it away. There's a loft on goal. Nothing happening there. Grizetich has it. Grizetich up the wall. She finds Bridges. Bridges backhands it to the line, but not out. Now Bridges has it again. St. Jude players on the ground, and the puck is pitchforked by Russell out to center ice. Now Russell was behind the red line, and she puts that down low, and the Warhawks go for a change. It is Zolna, Fazio, and nice stick by Johnston as St. Jude tries to bring it out. That's going to be collected by Zolna. Zolna tried to backhand it out, falling players, and she's not able to. It's still in the Warhawks zone. St. Jude players are falling everywhere, sitting on the puck, and now St. Jude gets it to the line, not out of the zone, and now it's back down. Fazio in the corner. She's tied up, knocked down by a St. Jude player. St. Jude had it at the point. They try to fire it back down, but it's not getting through. Puck is in the corner. It's in all the scrum there. Now net front, Grizetich. She finds Zolna coming out of the zone. Fazio has it. She backhands it down deep. Puck goes into the far corner. Fazio's first on it now. She's knocked off the puck by a St. Jude player. Little interference there, no call. Minute 15 to go for the second period. And now St. Jude has it. St. Jude plays it up the near wall, and they play it to center ice now, but it's controlled there by Grizetich, and there's going to be an offsides. 1:08 to go, second period, 3-0 Warhawks in control of this game, but you can't count this St. Jude team out. Warhawks just need to stay out of the box here.
Ukoff, Hyman, Ukoff, DiNicola, Ikeda, out. McGuire, McNiven back on D. 1:08 left to play here, second period. Ikeda is coming out for the face-off. Warhawks going back and forth because it's not their usual line. Chips out to Ikeda. Ikeda is taken off the puck by a St. Jude player. St. Jude chips it in. It's going to go to McGuire. McGuire doesn't hit that hard enough. It's going to be Ukoff. Ukoff's going to get an entry. She's coming in. Ukoff looking. She's going to skate behind the net. Ukoff still in the opposite corner now. She comes out with it, looking for a player. She's going to pass it to McNiven. McNiven sends it back to Ukoff. It goes to neutral ice. McNiven's going to have good position. She changes direction. She looked across ice. Maggie McGuire wasn't open. Goes off the skate of a St. Jude player. Good job by Hannah staying on that play. Ukoff headed in. DiNicola going with her. It goes to the boards. Hyman coming in hard. McNiven tries to keep that on the blue line. Player gets past her. McGuire is going to go back, so Warhawks get a break here. McGuire misses that puck. Ukoff in the corner. It goes in the corner. Nice play by McGuire. So second period expires. Score is 3-0.
And the Warhawks kept the pressure on in that period. Definitely spent a lot of time in the St. Jude zone. St. Jude really having trouble breaking it out of their zone with control. That last play right before the period ended was a good indication. St. Jude had a 2-on-1, and instead of bringing it into the Warhawk zone with confidence, the St. Jude player tried to hit a player going wide and missed her. And I think that the Warhawks back check pressure and the speed is really starting to wear this St. Jude team down. St. Jude's been very physical in this game, and we continue to see it in the second period. But with that short bench, I think it's just going to be really, really hard for St. Jude to get the energy to really make a run at the Warhawks. The Warhawks are cycling through their lines very, very well. And as a result, we always have fresh skaters on the ice. But I'd like to see the Warhawks continue to put the pressure on. I think a goal here early in the third period is going to just really take the wind out of the St. Jude sails. We'd love to see the Warhawks, like I said, get a goal here early in the third period. And barring an early goal by St. Jude here in the third, they're just going to start getting more and more desperate.
All right, 16 minutes left of hockey here. Warhawks reading the plays of St. Jude a little bit better. That cross-ice pass behind the net, taken a couple times.
If not, if something happens or whatever, we're happy to take you back to the city too. So, although I think we're sticking around after this game with a 6-3 Warhawks game, so we'll see. So here we go.
We have this runner's skate too.
Right. All right. So 16 minutes to go for the state championship. Warhawks up 3-0. They need to hang on here and really put this game on ice. An early goal here, I think, would crush the hearts of St. Jude. I just hope St. Jude doesn't get too desperate and start hurting people. So Grzetich and Odell back. Porter, Kroll, and Mihalovic. Warhawks going from right to left on your screen. 16 minutes to go, and it goes to Porter across the grid line, and she's in the St. Jude zone. She puts one into the slot, nothing happening. It's knocked away by Mihalovic. Nice play. St. Jude trying to get it out. Kroll keeping it in, and now Porter has it, no stick. She kicks it back towards the net. St. Jude controls it. They reverse it. Porter has her stick back, and now she ties up a St. Jude player at the half wall, but St. Jude brings it out. Now St. Jude coming down. They gain the Warhawks zone. She tried to slip it through. Nice play by Odell as the player tried to slip it into the slot, nothing happening. And now coming out of the zone, Kroll had it for a second, but it's off her skate. St. Jude player, nice skating, sidesteps. She's across the red line, and she'll gain the Warhawks zone. Nice play as she tried to go forehand to backhand, but couldn't do anything. She puts it in the slot, nothing happening. Kroll was looking for it, couldn't find it. Mihalovic collects it, and she tries to get it out to Porter. Porter across the line out of her zone. St. Jude has it. They misplay it back in their zone, and now they collect it. Now they're looking to bring it out, and they do. But to center ice, not a great play. And Odell has it. Odell's skating around with it. She takes her time. Odell tries to put it through center ice. Russell has it for a second. Collected by Vanslow. And she dumps it down on net. It goes to cross to the near corner. At the near half wall now, St. Jude had it for a second. Russell plays it back down looking for Bridges, and Bridges will pick it up. Back to Russell. Russell looking. She looked for McGuire for a second, couldn't find it. McGuire has it in the neutral zone. Played across, Maggie. You got a player. She plays it back down to the St. Jude zone, and St. Jude gets control. Now Russell hectoring a player there, but St. Jude brings it out. They bring it out to center ice. They're trying to get it across the red line, but they can't, and now it's taken by McNiven. She pushes it ahead to Bridges. Bridges now, she puts a shot wide of the net. Vanslow's going to pick that up. Vanslow looking. She tries to put it back in the slot. Puck is in the air, and it's collected by McNiven at the neutral zone. Played off the board. St. Jude has it. Played across ice. St. Jude trying to get an entry, but they can't. Now they put it down, but Zolna's going to collect that one. Zolna behind her own net. Zolna skating with the puck. Here comes Zolna. She brings it out of the zone. She's driven off the puck, and St. Jude has it. They play it back down. McNiven has it off the boards, and it's knocked away to center ice. Zolna had it for a second, but couldn't do it. Cross ice now. St. Jude dumps it down. They're going to go for a change. They got to be tired. McNiven picks it up. McNiven, now she tries to bring it out in the near circle, but she can't. St. Jude plays it back down. McGuire collects it. McGuire tries to play it. Now McGuire has it again in the far side. She lollipops it to center ice. It goes through two St. Jude players, so they call off icing. And Warhawks go for a change. Fazio, Akeda. St. Jude plays it across the center ice now. Zolna with a nice stick. She has it at center ice. She took him off. She dumps it down on net, and it's covered by the St. Jude player. 12:56 to go, third period. 12:56 for the championship. 3-0 Warhawks.
Odell and Johnston in. Off the face-off, it's going to be Zolna, Fazio, and Ikeda. So coming out, player gets past Johnson, takes a shot, save. St. Jude has it behind the net, and someone needs to get on that puck. St. Jude player coming around, back behind the net. St. Jude threatening here. Odell on that puck, gets past Johnson. Johnson chips it back in the net. Ikeda trying to get that. Zolna sees it. She grabs it. She's going to go. She gets it across to Fazio off the boards. Fazio and Zolna there on the puck. Goes across off the skate of a St. Jude player. Johnson has it. Johnson gets past a player. Johnson's going to come in. Johnson takes a shot. Goes off a St. Jude player. We need to be hard on that puck, ladies. A lot of game left to play. Goes off Ukov. Then Ikeda. Ikeda sends it back deep. Now it's out to the neutral zone. Johnson's going to take that. Johnson takes it wide. It goes to DiNicola. DiNicola is there. And St. Jude has it behind their net. Hyman coming in hard on the puck. Nice job. That goes out. St. Jude has it. Coming up neutral ice. Ukov has it on the player on the backside. Between Grzetic and Ukov, they take the player off the puck. That's offsides. 11:31 left to play. 3-0 Warhawks.
Face-off is going to be right outside of the Warhawks zone in the near dot. It's going to be Ukov taking the draw, McNiven, Grzetic, Hyman, and it looks like DiNicola. And they played over to the far side now, and McNiven plays it out. She had DiNicola, puck hit her in the back. DiNicola fighting, but St. Jude controls it in the neutral zone. St. Jude playing it back and forth now. They try to bring it in, but they don't. DiNicola has it. She lifts it up and deep. And it's going to be collected by St. Jude. Olivia Hyman first on it. Played up the wall now, and it's kept in there by McNiven. McNiven has it with just about 11 minutes to play for the game. Collected by St. Jude. They'll try to skate it out, backhand it to the neutral zone, and out of the zone. Now St. Jude plays it down deep, where Kroll's going to get that puck. Kroll taking it. She tries to play it to the near boards. She finds Porter. Porter tries to get it to center ice. Kroll's going to take that out. Kroll gets chipped, no call, and now St. Jude tries to play it back, and now St. Jude has it back in their own zone. Nice stick by Porter, but St. Jude controls it, and they'll gain the line. St. Jude now tries to play it to the slot, but a player's there on the far side and gets it. St. Jude behind their own net. Great play by Grzetic to knock it away. And here come the Warhawks now. Kroll, she gets it to center ice. Nice pass to Mihalovic. She gains the St. Jude line, and she lofts it down low. And here come the Warhawks now, and it's off the wall now. Feynman was there on defense, and St. Jude got it. It's misplayed by Odell. Odell hectoring a player now, and it's taken by Mihalovic. Porter has it. She tries to send it along, and she can't. Now it's lollipopped through the neutral zone, and it's collected by St. Jude again. St. Jude coming back. They're trying to gain the Warhawks line, and they do, but Odell has it. She lifts it to the line and not out. Now Feynman collects the puck. She lifts it up to Bridges, and they're out of the zone now, neutral ice. Bridges had it. She's driven off the puck by St. Jude player. Now St. Jude coming back with speed, and Feynman with a nice defensive play. And here she comes now. She tries to get Bridges coming through center ice, and she just missed her. Now the puck is in the neutral zone, and Odell has it. And Odell still with the puck. St. Jude trying to bring it in, but it's taken away. And here comes Vanslow now. She gains the line. Vanslow locks it back down. And St. Jude now trying to get it out of the zone. They play it around to the near boards. And it's going to be taken there in the near boards now and played back down. St. Jude has it in the far corner. Now they're trying to go through center ice. And it's kept in at the line by McNiven. She's knocked down. Bridges giving backup support. It's on the wall now. Under 9 minutes to play for the game. Three Warhawks, and it's come away. Vanslow comes away with it. She takes a shot. It's blocked by St. Jude player. Warhawks going for a change, and McGuire's in. And now McGuire picks up the puck, and there's a call, and it looks like Bridges is going to go to the box with 8:41 to go. and she took a St. Jude player into the boards. Nothing that St. Jude hasn't been doing all game. So the refs are just trying to call it now so this game doesn't get out of hand. 8:41 to go for the game, 3-0 Warhawks.
All right, so we're going to have Odell and McGuire out with Fazio and Zolna. So Zolna down. McGuire's going to take that. She's going to send it off the boards. It goes to neutral ice. Nice play. Zolna coming in hard on the puck. McGuire is going to get that. She's going to chip it off the boards. Goes to neutral ice again. Zolna comes in for the steal. Zolna hard on the puck. It's going to be Fazio. Fazio trying to backhand that. Fazio battling on the boards, tying up time. 1:05 left on that penalty. St. Jude comes out with it. They're still in the neutral zone. They are going to make an entry. It's going to go back. McGuire should be first on it. McGuire's going to get that. McGuire sends it off the boards again. And I think that'll go for icing. Yep, it does. So 7:58 left to play. 3-0 North Shore Warhawks. So there's 47 seconds left on the penalty. It is Zoe Bridges in the box. And it's going to be Warhawk zone near dot. Zolna down for the faceoff. So Zolna goes out. It goes out to a St. Jude player. St. Jude player doesn't shoot. They pass it. It's going to be on this. It's on the side of the goal. They're battling. It's covered. And the refs don't get in there fast enough, right? That whistle needed to be blown much faster when it was. Risley does a nice job covering that puck. 7:49 left to play. Zolna down for the faceoff. That's net front. Grzetich gets that out. Maybe it's gonna die before it goes for icing. It does go for icing. 27 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Warhawks.
Again, I don't know. It looked like the Warhawks had a player down on that puck, and I just don't always understand how they call the icing rule. So face off in the Warhawk zone in the far circle. Zolna taking the draw. Puck's on the ice. It's to the point now. St. Jude has it. Far point. They play it back down in the circle. Now in the slot. Dangerous play. St. Jude has it. There's a shot. Pad saved by Risley. Odell has it. Odell plays it off the wall. Come on, Warhawks. Don't get soft now. Let's play aggressive hockey. Puck careens around to the near corner. And McGuire had it for a second. Now it's out front. Pad saved by Risley on a shot. Point blank shot by the. There's another shot. Penalties over. Both teams at full strength. And McGuire lifts that down ice. It's tipped by someone. They call off icing. And we're under 7 minutes to play for the championship. Warhawks go for a change. Akeda slowing the St. Jude coming out of the zone, but they're out anyway. Now Porter drives a player off the puck. Akeda has it now. And St. Jude can't get it through the neutral zone. Now St. Jude has it. McGuire has it. Too many men on the ice, no call. And now St. Jude gets it at the neutral zone, and they pop that down. And Odell had it for a second, but she's driven off the puck. St. Jude now playing it behind the Warhawks net. Puck careens down to the near corner. There's a shot. Maggie McGuire deflected that. Ukov has it. St. Jude plays it. There's a shot on goal, goes wide. Porter coming over. St. Jude, another shot. It's in the crease. And a nice play as Risley deflected that puck. It popped over her head. It hit the top of the cage and then landed on top, and the Warhawks covered it. So 6:12 to go for the game, 3-0 Warhawks.
Let's go, Warhawks!
All right, Kroll coming down for that faceoff. It goes to the corner. McNiven has it. McNiven's held off the puck so Kroll can come in. Kroll chips it up the board to Mihalovic. Mihalovic looks center. Oh, just out of the reach of Hyman. And that's going to go for icing. So 5:57 left to play. 3-0 Warhawks. So we're going to come back for a face-off in the Warhawk zone. So it's going to be Kroll down for the faceoff. So off the faceoff, St. Jude has it at the moment. They backhand it. McNiven sees it. McNiven can't get it off her stick. She takes it. St. Jude playing hard now. Not that they weren't before, but they see the 3-0 deficit. Tessa coming up the boards trying to battle with the player. St. Jude player has it, gets it to Aubrey Kroll. Aubrey doesn't quite get it out of the zone. Nice stick away, nice help there. Grzetic has it, she's going up, it's gonna be 3-on-2. Grzetic is gonna make a nice entry. Oh! And they get the penalty. Grzetic taken hard into the boards, but she hops right back up. So 5:20 left to play. Warhawks are going to a power play.
I've been doing shit like this all day. Sorry. So we saw the same player that yesterday who did the same thing, and she should be sent out for that. 5:02 to go. Warhawks in control, 3-0, and we have some fresh players coming on the ice. McGuire, Odell, Ikeda, Zolna, Fazio. Minute 30 on the penalty. Warhawks on the power play. A goal here would really put a lot of pressure on them. And it goes to Ikeda. Ikeda has it. She skates in the slot. There's a shot, and she scores! Ikeda from the near circle. She got through, and the goalie just didn't have vision. And that's a 4 spot for the Warhawks. Ikeda's second goal in 2 games, and she showed up in the Nihil Championship and now in the state championship. And the Warhawks send in some fresh skaters. It'll be the Russell line with Vanslow and Bridges and Johnston and Odell back. 5:15 to go. Both teams back at full strength now after the penalty. And it's going to be Russell taking the draw. Puck's on the ice, and it's not controlled by anyone. And now it's taken away by Vanslow. Vanslow up the wall to Bridges. Bridges puts it in the St. Jude zone. Vanslow keeps it in. And now fighting for the puck. St. Jude at center ice. They just lift that out. Punk rainbows back into the Warhawk zone where Johnston collects it. She tries to play it off the wall and lost it. Now she tries to one-hand it up the wall, and it's taken by Russell. Russell skating it around, plays it to Vanslow on the far side. St. Jude gets it back in, and now it's taken by Odell. Odell skating it. She tries to put it to Bridges, but Bridges was turned the wrong way. St. Jude in the neutral zone now. They played off the wall into the Warhawk zone. Warhawks, and it's offsides. 4:28 to go for the game. Warhawks firmly in control, up 4-0. And now we're seeing McNiven, McGuire, with Hyman, Ukoff, and Dina Cola.
So off the face-offs, St. Jude trying to bring in the zone. They're on the boards. Ukoff backhands it. Luckily, the St. Jude player can't get it off their stick. McNiven has it. She changes direction. She goes back behind. She's going to chip that, trying to get it to the blue line. Past the blue line. A St. Jude player keeps it in. Ukoff can't get that off her stick. St. Jude, nice play by McGuire there. She can't corral that puck, so she's going to take it back in. She gets it up the boards. St. Jude fighting to keep it in. McGuire's got that in front of her. McGuire's got one to beat. It gets caught up in the skates of a St. Jude player. It's going to be sent back in for offsides. So 3:50 left to play.
They actually tied it up, and then we got a goal late off of a face-off, with 3 minutes left.
So it's going to be Kroll, Porter, Mihalovichin with Feynman and Odell back on defense. 3:50 left to play. So off the face-off, Kroll holds. Odell trying to get that puck. Odell has it. Neutral ice up to Mihalovich. Mihalovich chips it deep. It's going to be Kroll hustling in. Kroll and Porter back there. Kroll loses an edge and goes into the boards. Feynman has it. Feynman takes a shot. Glove save by St. Jude goalie. .332 left to play. So Kroll was coming in hard. She lost an edge. I think she's okay. The sound, the crunch was worse than the actual play. So off the face-off, St. Jude has it. They pass it back behind their net. Odell's reading that. She comes in, sends it back behind the net. It's going up to the corner. Feynman keeps it in. Oh, chips just past the blue line. So snuck out. It's going to be Johnson and Grzetic coming in on the change for defense. 3:18 left to play. So Kroll down for the faceoff near neutral zone. It goes right towards the goal. Right. Goalie ends up covering. So nice job. The faceoff's going to go to the near dot, St. Jude zone. Johnson, Grzetic back. Kroll, Mihalovic, and Porter out. So off the faceoff, Odell sends it to the corner. St. Jude has it. St. Jude chipping it up the boards. Nice back check. St. Jude coming strong through the zone. Grzetic interrupts that play. St. Jude has it. Player back behind the net. Oh, and that puck dangerously bounces in front of the net. So Johnson came back for defense. The puck just bounced up, and luckily Risley caught that and covered it.
So 2:48 to go for the championship. McNiven, Fazio, McGuire, Zolna, and Akeda face off in the far circle in the Warhawks zone. It's on the ice now, and it's dug out by McGuire. She kicks it to her forehand, and she's out of the zone. McGuire through center ice. She gains the line. Oh, and there was just an offsides. Oh, by a skate lace coming to the zone. 2:40 to go for the championship. The butter's not quite in the refrigerator yet, but we're getting close to that time. And Zolna takes the draw. Akeda puts it down in the St. Jude zone, but St. Jude has it. Now they play it to center ice, and it's off of a St. Jude player's skates. McGuire has it. She's fighting, but St. Jude brings it in the Warhawk zone. It's knocked around, and Zolna takes it out to the neutral zone. St. Jude clears the zone now. They try to play it back down, and McNiven drives a player off the puck. And it's taken by Akeda, and St. Jude knocks her down. And now it's taken across. Maggie McGuire had it for a second. St. Jude in the circle. They put it across the crease, nothing happening. And now Akeda has it again. She puts it to the line, but not out. There's a shot. Butterfly saved by Risley. And now McNiven's driven off the puck. Puck around to the half wall, near side, and there's a Derek Jeter scoop by Risley. 1:54 to go in the game, Aim. The Jello's in the refrigerator. The butter's getting hard. The lights are on, and I think the Warhawks will have this championship.
I think you're right, but Russell still, let's finish strong here. Russell down for the face-off. Off the face-off. That's Vanslow taking off the puck. It goes wide. Feynman going to the corner. Shot. And Odell has it. Odell sends it to neutral ice. It's chipped away by Bridges. Feynman has it. Feynman sends it back out. Neutral zone. Bridges takes somebody off the puck. Bridges gets it to on the boards. 1:23 left to play. Across neutral ice, that should go for icing. It's going to be 1:18 left to play. So I believe this means next weekend we are going to the regional championships, which will be held in St. Louis. So look out for our managers to tell us what the schedule is going to be. Hyman backhands it towards the goal. Dina Colo was there by the goal, ready to go in case that was to sneak out. 1:13 left to play. So up on the board, it says shots on goal, Warhawks 16 to St. Jude 19, but I'm not sure that that's correct. So St. Jude trying to make an entry, sticked away by Grzetic. Dina Cola there gets that out of the zone. St. Jude's going to have it. There's a minute left. St. Jude crossing the neutral zone. Player gets past Dina Cola. And there's going to be a shot blocked away by Johnson. Johnson chips that up the boards. Johnson is taken into the boards. That's a penalty. Grzetic gets nice net front position. And there is, yes, a penalty. They did catch that penalty. So that, it was just egregious. Shoulder was dropped and Johnson was driven right into the boards.
So St. Jude, frustrated. There are not really much else to say other than the fact that Amy called the pattern out. We beat them by 1, then we beat them by 3, then we beat them by 1, then we beat them by 3. Yesterday was a 1-goal Warhawks victory. Today, firmly in control of this game. Can't say from the beginning of the game, but we went up 1-0 and have not let our foot off the gas since then. So face-off is in the St. Jude zone with 35 seconds. It's to the point. McNiven now, she puts a shot, blocker save. Now 33 seconds to go for the game. Krull has it. She lifts it to the near side. St. Jude trying to get it out of their zone. And now it's at the half wall. And now McGuire, slap shot. There's a blocker save by the St. Jude, or pad save by the St. Jude goalie. McNiven keeps it in and down. 15 seconds. And that's going to really do it now. St. Jude still trying to get it out with 10. Puck is still in the St. Jude zone. And now Mihalovic has it. She lined up to shoot. 4 seconds. Porter shoots. And that's it. Warhawks win state. Warhawks are Illinois state champions. And a great performance by Risley. Top to bottom, though, the Warhawks played well. It was a great game. And now we'll see. Of course, they're smothering Risley as they should. Sticks and gloves on the ice. Coach Bill and Coach Ray coming out. Here comes the championship trophy. And it's just been a great game. Eddie, I don't know if you had a chance to watch the game, but what did you think of that?
I didn't have a chance. I watched the first period. It was good.
All right, well, I'm gonna go to Bobby then. He was watching the game. What are your thoughts here, Bob?
Fast feet, heads up, you can't go wrong. That's a perfect combination. It's like chocolate and ice cream, right? It just goes perfect together.
And I'm hoping that the 16U, they even play more puck control than we do. So I'm hoping that they have the similar result. But this was a great outcome, and of course we thank you guys for coming out and watching the game. Yeah. Thank you very much, as you guys do all the time. I got to get the green jackets and the name tags, though. They did get me this hat, so we'll see what's going on. So anyway, the Warhawks are skating out to the table now, and they'll do the announcements. I don't want to overshadow what's going on, so I'm going to stay quiet for a second and let us bring it home.
At this time, we ask the captains of the second place team, St. Jude, to please come to center ice to accept the second place banner.
And St. Jude coming out for the second place banner. Of the teams in our division, we got to say St. Jude was one of the better teams. And I think that just them being short benched really hurt them this year. Towards the end of games, they would get tired, start committing penalties. But we played them 3 times in a row. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, but the Warhawks were able to. And here come the captains of the Warhawks. That's going to be Grzetich and Zolna coming out. Both players played fantastic games. Of course, Zolna missed the last weekend of the round robin for the state tournament. But other players were able to step up. But having Zolna back just meant we had a dog on the puck from top to bottom. And they take a picture. That loving cup looks beautiful. And not exactly sure what's going to go down. That's it. And the state of Illinois just trying to move the rabbit through the snake and get us in and out of here. There's not going to be a announcement of players, but that's it. And Warhawks have the banner that's going to go either back to Robert Crown or Rosemont or wherever, not sure where, but Warhawks are state champions for the second year in a row. And so next we're going to be going down to St. Louis, I think, for regionals and see if the Warhawks can come out of regionals as champions. But we'll see what happens. And Warhawks girls, I was talking to a parent today and just saying of all the teams that all of his kids have been on, there's never been a team where the girls get along so well. And you could see it on the ice. They trust each other. And these are the kind of results that you get. A lot different from the Nihil. Nihil, you had a crew of people that came out to collect the helmets and sticks and gloves in a little cart and take them back to the locker room. Here at State, there's going to be nothing like that. No announcing of the players or anything like that. Just pick up your own stuff and come out. And the Warhawks girls are cheering now. Great game. And just some really standout performances, as always, as the Warhawks really got this done. Warhawks Tier 2 14U champions. And right after this game, we have the Warhawks 16U girls going for their state championship, and it would be back-to-back championships. Now the girls are congratulating each other, and no love lost between these teams, but this was a commanding win by the Warhawks, and they really left no doubt in the minds of anyone that they are the best team in the state of Illinois at this level. So that's it, everybody. We will let you know what the schedule is for regionals, but that's going to be the next action. So here from Mount Prospect, thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Got all three banners on the ice now.